What's up, guys? Tampa Pro is over and done with, and here's how it shook out. Jon De La Rosa did pick up the win and qualification for the Mr. Olympia. Mohamed Foda had to settle for second, but he's already qualified for the Mr. Olympia by virtue of his Chicago Pro win last week. Third place, big shout out to Jordan Hutchinson, really making a name for himself these past two shows. Fifth place last week in Chicago. Third place here. This is a guy who's definitely someone to watch on his way up. Fourth, the giant Ukrainian Vlad Sukhorochko. Massive, shredded, just has a couple little things to work on, namely his posing, and a lot of people are talking about his delts being a little overfilled looking. UK's Lewis Breed, fifth place. Sarhan. Let's take a look at some of the footage. Hold on, Mike just texted me back. Mike's going to be joining us. Okay, so while Mike's going to give us his view, but let's take a look at some of the judging footage again. So this was a call out where they gave Jordan a chance to stand right next to Jonathan. You see, they moved Mohamed over for one of these comparisons. Mohamed looks awesome in that shot. So does Jonathan. Vlad, that's one of the shots I'm not thrilled about with Vlad is his front double. Really the only one I don't like. It's just his waist is a little on the wider side. Front lat spread, Foda. Geez, look how wide this guy looks. That is his shot. Foda was right there. A lot of people who were there were saying, and we'll hear it from Mike, that he didn't sharpen up much, or he did sharpen up more. Jonathan didn't change, but he didn't need to. Jonathan was right where he needed to be. And Jordan, man, great job for Jordan. Jordan, somebody a couple months ago, he was not on my radar, not a name I would have thought was a top five guy at a big competitive show. I thought, well, probably second call out guy for now, but give the kid a little time. Kid, he's not a kid, he's a grown ass man. But I didn't think he was going to get that good that soon. But you could see Jordan right there next to Jonathan, not really lacking anything. I do think he needs a little more arms to stand next to, because you can see the massive arm development on these other guys. It's really one of the only things I see that he needs to bring up a lot, just a little more overall size. But man, he's got really great balance, condition. Foda, the surprise of the season. Again, a couple months ago, I bet a lot of the U.S. fans had never heard of him, or at most thought, he's some guy from over there in Middle East or Europe or whatever. I don't know. You know how us Americans are. We're kind of ignorant sometimes with talent outside the U.S. So that was one comparison. Let's take a look at another comparison where Foda was right there next to Jonathan. And Foda, yeah, I want to see if they have the score sheets up soon, because I wonder how close it was. I wonder if Foda got any first place votes. And I wonder if things changed much from the judging a few hours ago to finals. The condition these guys that's not a lot of time to change. When it's a 2-day show like the Olympia, the Arnold is now, that's when you will see people sometimes make drastic changes for the better or worse. It's not always for the better. From one night to the next night. These 1-day shows, you don't typically see a massive change. People can come in a little bit fuller, a little bit drier. If they've dropped some water, if they've filled up with some more carbs correctly or something, they can improve. Don't get me wrong, but it's usually not anything dramatic, because you don't have that many meals to work with. They probably had time for maybe 2 meals between these two bouts, because their judging was over like 3 hours ago, if that. Yeah, something like that. For the 2-day shows, that's a 24 hours between or more sometimes, depending on when the judging was. So that gives them ample time to have, mixed strength and power. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it. Plenty of time to eat up. Let's take a look. I want to see what we got on. So I'm going to show you some photos, show you some IG pages that have good stuff on them. IG pages. This is Daniel, who runs Bodybuilders Without Borders. Here's some victory shots. Go back to the first one. Here's your top 5. That's Sarhan in 6th place on the left. Vlad. I don't know if Vlad was upset or if that's just his kind of stoic expression that he usually has. Foda, right there, Mo Foda, next to Jonathan. Jonathan in the middle. Jordan Hutchinson. And then rounding it out, Fifth place on the right there, Lewis Breed from UK. Lewis did get fourth place last year. It was a little tougher lineup this year, I feel. There's Jonathan with his Wolfpack backpack, his big trophy that you could throw ice in there and throw a bottle of champagne or vodka or whatever you want to throw in there. Got his medal. Didn't get a sword, I'm surprised, or did he? I don't know. There he is. He's hugging his. I'm not sure they're married or if they're engaged. I think they're engaged, but that's his girl. Let's just put it that, his partner, whatever you want to call it. And he got a ring. They added a ring, just like the New York Pro gives out a nice diamond-studded ring. Now Tampa Pro gives you a ring too for winning. So good job, John. And $15,000. People like to talk crap like, oh, that's cost him more to prep for the show. But you know what? It's not bad. Let's not forget he took fourth place earlier in the season, back in March, in both the Arnold, USA, and UK. So he picked up some decent prize money there. Good sportsmanship, hugging it out there, Mo. One good thing Mo changed from the judging to finals was he put some kind of color bronzer on his face, because earlier his face was white. His body was nice and tan. Body was white. Jonathan there. I think that was the exact moment where he got the news that he won. Let's see what else he's got there. Oh, it's sideways again, Daniel. I can't see sideways. Here's a good look at Lewis Breed. We didn't really show anything of him earlier. Lewis Breed from UK brought us tremendous, splendid. I was going to say both words at the same time. Package. Tons of mass on this guy. Thick the way a lot of these Brits are. Just like what's his name? Hollingshead, Dorian, a lot. Nathan. These are guys that train very heavy, very hard trainers over there in the UK. Congrats to Lewis, fifth place. Nothing to sneeze at. And I heard he's doing Texas next week. I imagine we'll see a lot of these guys that were in the show today in Texas, especially if you come over from all the way from Europe or Middle East. Why not just stay a few more days? And it's not that far. It's like a 3-hour flight from Florida to Texas. This was Felix Norman. I guess he was outside of top 6. Here's Mo Foda at the judging. Mo Foda. He has Foda with 2 O's on his Instagram, but I always see it on the judging. Actually, let me go back. Does he have it right? Oh, it is Foda. I don't know why he says Foda. Maybe Foda was taken. I don't know. Jeez, where was I? Bible's up order. Sorry, guys. Getting all lost myself. Yeah, so here's Foda again. He was your runner-up. Great future for this guy. He's still a youngster. I think he's like 27, 28. Turned pro a few years ago. Hasn't done many pro shows, but clearly making a mark for himself. And again, I love to see these guys come over from halfway around the world, competing in the U.S. and getting the U.S. fan base. He gained a lot of new fans these past couple weeks. People that were either unaware that this guy existed or were just vaguely, maybe they'd heard of him, but not someone they were thinking about much. Congrats to Foda. Here was Jordan Hutchinson, your third place. Like I said, I'm going to go check out the score sheets because it might have been pretty close. It looked like the judges were having a kind of a difficult time figuring out whether to give second place to Jordan or to Foda. And I like Jordan a lot, but I saw Foda as a very solid second place. Very solid. Might have even. I'm curious to see if he got any first place votes. But Hutchinson, Chris Tuttle's coach, is his coach. Chris Tuttle out of Connecticut, United States of America. Great dude. Did a great job with him. A top 5 last week and top 3 here. And these are not obscure shows. These are shows with some talent in them. Good job, Jordan. Some more sideways stuff. I can't look at that. Jonathan earlier in the judging. Yeah, this was 3 hours ago. This was the individual routine at the judging. I don't think even this footage does him justice from some of the pictures I've seen, but Mike will show us. He's not here. So he told me 5 minutes. Ooh. Was I not showing that this whole time? I bet I wasn't. Okay. I'd have to go to the comments. I didn't share the pictures on the screen. Oh, God. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, so I guess we'll start over again with Jon. This is Jon De La Rosa, your winner. Jon looked fantastic. This is the best Jonathan I've seen this year, and I've seen Jon compete for years. I saw him win some shows. I remember I was in Toronto when he won that, and it's a whole new Jonathan. I don't know if I want to how much credit I want to give, though I know his coach Patrick Tour is an excellent coach. So I think they're just a great team together, and they've put together his best package, which he's got to be about early. If he's not, he's got to be early 40s at this point, which is not old for bodybuilding, not at all. But man, he used to have issues with separation. I remember shows where I didn't like his tan. Condition was kind of an iffy thing. Sometimes he was in shape, sometimes he wasn't. He was a little bit blurry or whatever. He's really figured out how to put it all together with the help and the guidance of his coach, Patrick Tour. This is the best condition that this and the Arnold shows I've ever seen. And supposedly, and I don't think either one's lying, this is 10 pounds up from the Arnold shows he did back in March. So amazing. Great job, Jonathan. Great job. Going back because I didn't share the screen. Now we're looking at Jordan Hutchinson, who was very solid third place finisher. Jordan, third place. I was fifth place last week in Texas. A great newcomer. He's not a rookie. He has competed as a pro before. It's not his rookie season, but he's still very young in the sport as a professional competitor. And boy, bright future ahead of him. Conditioning is on point. Great shape and structure. Only thing that I see that I would want to work on a little more is the arms. They're not weak, but he's up against some guys today with some crazy arm development. Foda, Vlad, even Lewis. I think that would just round out and balance out his physique and just a little more overall size. But I don't like to say just overall size when I see one area that I think would add a great deal. So a little more arm development, buys and tries. I think he's going to do even better, and he's doing pretty well now. This was Foda, Mohamed. So here he wasn't judging. He had no tan on his face. He did fix that for finals, put some bronzer or something on his face. I don't know what he did, but he didn't have that white face and brown body at the finals. And he was a very solid second place. I like this guy's physique a lot. He's really not missing much of anything, except, of course, I got to be picky. I'd like to see a little more back thickness and detail. The back is not as impressive as the front with this guy. I feel like he was probably beating Jonathan in some of the front shots. But the back shots and even the side shots, he's got great side shots. The back shots, Jonathan had him. So that's when they say shows are won from the back. Sometimes guys are pretty equal from the front and the side. And then when they hit the back shots, that's when you see a disparity. You see somebody really pulling ahead. And Jonathan beat him from behind. Because this guy's great. I think he's awesome. I don't know. This is Felix Norman. Didn't make top 5. This was Lewis Breed from UK, our 5th place finisher. Very densely, thickly muscled guy, Lewis. Gets into great gnarly condition. He was 4th place here last year. Dropped to 5th, but different lineup. Doesn't mean he's worse. He's better, I think, than he was last year. Muscle Tech athlete. I was with Muscle Tech doing a podcast, and he was one of the first ones I did. Very cool guy, Lewis. Enjoyed talking to him a lot. And I think that's it. The pictures I didn't share. Or the pictures of him winning. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing that stream. Okay, I'm gonna go to a different Instagram page for a second, and then I'm gonna look for the scores. Is this it? Is this the scores? No, that's 212. Wrong division. I want to see the open scores. Let's look at AJ's stuff while we're looking. This is AJ Kelly Roberts footage. I'm just going to see right now if we can find out the actual, see the scores and how close things were. Results. Tampa Pro results. Some of the divisions are up. Oh, we got it. I'm going to show you. Okay. Results are up. The scores are up, guys. Let's take a look. You can show the picture on the screen. Yeah, I messed up, dude. I messed up. I'm gonna stop that screen. I gotta do it one at a time. I'm slow. I can only work with I can't multitask. I'm horrible. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the scores now. Go to StreamYard, make sure you guys can see it. Nope. I have to stop that screen. How do I stop that screen? I have 2 StreamYards up. StreamYard, I think I've Mike's there. Hang on. Mike Cox.
Dude, Wi-Fi and me do not get along. That was brutal. I was ready to throw this phone across the goddamn room, but Mandy, thank God she's a lifesaver. She's patient. She keeps me out of jail and from breaking shit.
Good. That's a good partner, man. So I got the scores. The scores were just posted. I was curious. De La Rosa, so 5-5. That's a perfect 5-5-10. That's a perfect score. And once Foda got 11-10.
So
looks like somebody. I wonder if Hutchinson.
So Hutchinson got a second place vote.
Yeah, he got a 14 and a 15. So I think he got a second place vote. Third place and fourth. Vlad did not change. They had him solid fourth all day. Lewis Breed, same thing. Same score, 25-25.
Okay.
And Sarhan, not to be confused with Sirhan. Only people our age even know who that was.
Dude, I said that out loud. I'm thinking nobody has any idea who the hell that even is. So.
He was in 6th place. Great job.
They gave him a shot, bro. One thing you say about the judges nowadays, they give you a shot. Like they worked him, they brought him in, and dude, the crowd was loving this guy. Like they were going crazy for this dude, man. Like he worked the crowd really well. He just needs to. He does need to fill out, but he's got the condition part nailed down, bro. Like this guy he's going places. It's easy for us to say, oh, add 10 pounds, but he just has to fill that frame out. But he's got the conditioning part down, Pat.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to steal some footage right now. Thank you, Nick Miller from Nick's Strength and Power. If you're not already one of the 1.5 million people who subscribe to Nick, go ahead and give him a subscribe because I'm stealing his footage as we speak. There's the win. Go back just a sec. The moment of victory. Yeah. And I'm giving Muscle Cut a yeah. Who was that? Okay. So this was Nick's Strength and Power. So Foda looks a little disappointed, I'm sure. Did you think it was close, or did you have a solid win for Jon?
Here's the thing. This morning I had Jon solidly ahead, right? Foda wasn't as good this morning. He was fuller tonight. But where Jon won this, bro, and I don't know if it showed on the video, but Jon was a lot harder and drier. Like his hams glutes were dry, abs were dry. Where he really nailed it, when you look at his side poses, specifically the side chest, both back poses, and the ab thigh was very telling. Foda, I wouldn't say had some distension, but Jon, his abs were like flat and sucked in, like Milos says, you keep them sucked into your spine. That's how Jon looked, right? So he was a lot harder, put it that way. But Foda did look better tonight. And listen, Foda's front lat spread is amazing. This guy's got a great physique, man. Look at that. Yeah, that's just a beautiful. But Jon, it was a different look than in March. Okay, I don't know if it was 10 pounds, Ron, but it was a fuller look. He maybe did add some tissue, but it's the same condition. Like and he's getting that mature, grainy look to him now. So he's only getting better, bro. And he's going back to Olympia. So happy for the guy.
So I don't know if this came from him and Patrick. This Ryan Yote is correcting us. 10 pounds since last year's Tampa, where he was running up to Hunter. 6 pounds since March. That makes a little more sense to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
But this is where I feel like. Do you feel like he lost it from the back? That's where I see Foda trailing behind, because I think he actually beats Jon in some of these front and side shots.
So he does. But the back shots, man, it's still his lats. They're a little high. They don't have that. They don't come down like Jon's inserted to his waist. Yeah. Now I don't know if Foda can improve that. Maybe if he's a little more conditioned, he can. But it may be a genetic thing. It's like when we say like a lot of guys just can't bring up their backs like Samson has, right? Samson and Hottie have made tremendous gains to their back. A lot of guys can't. Nasser never was able to. So, I'm sure they're already training it hard, but maybe it's at times. Give these guys time, Ron. Like, how old is Foda? Looks like he's a young guy, right? He's not that old.
They're in his 20s. I think everyone up there, Hutchinson might be a little over 30, but I believe Vlad is like 27 or 28. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
Foda, I think, is right around the same age, 27, 28. So, yeah, I mean, good, bodybuilding these days, that's a kid. That's
oh, my God. That's a child, bro.
You got plenty of time.
You know what I mean? Like, time to grow, time to just improve. Like, yeah, they don't really even know their bodies just yet. At that age. You know what I mean? Things change. Like Dexter from 27 to 35 was a totally different bodybuilder. Just they got to stay healthy, number one. And just, and we're kind of guilty because we want these guys now. We want them, we want like Rubio now. But
right.
It takes time. The human body takes time. And, you always got to remember, like, it's their health too, right? So nobody's going to give them a kidney if they need it. The fans are going to give them a kidney. So, and John's an OG, bro. John's been at this. Remember, he was elevator repair when you guys were doing stories on him in MD.
Yeah, he turned pro, I want to say like 12 years ago. It's been a while.
Was it 2011, 2010?
Yeah, so even longer. I mean, but
yeah,
he's been, and this is to me, this is the best he's ever looked.
Yeah.
Typically, guys,
things are happening now. His body's.
You don't hit how many guys that hit their prime like more than 10 years into their pro career? It's very rare.
Yeah. He found the formula, man. Him and Patrick found the formula, and it works. Yeah. It works. Sometimes it just takes that, time in the gym. That's all it is. And he's been through a lot, man, so you can't help but root for this guy. And the whole crowd was behind Jon tonight, man. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, they talked about injuries, but I remember he went through – a lot of you men out there can relate. He went through a horrible divorce where he was just blindsided. I won't get into it too much, but I felt for the guy. He went from living in a nice house with his wife to moving into his parents' basement for a while. And then he goes down to Florida, knowing nobody down there, started his life all over again, had to rebuild his whole life and career. So he's been through some shit, John. I think I was watching Xavier Willis Desktop Idol and did a great watch along. He says, if you don't like Jon De La Rosa, you're probably a bad person. Who doesn't like Jon?
And Pops De La Rosa is one of the coolest guys around too, man. You know what I mean? You gotta love his old man.
Yeah, they're like twins, those two.
Yeah, but it takes time, dude. Like like these guys just need to look at Jon and realize just stick to the plan. Just stick to the plan. Be patient. No need to rush it. He's been in this game for a long time.
So as a bystander, that's like on the sidewalk. As someone who's sitting there in the audience, okay, that's the end of that. Did that backdrop bother you? Because the backdrop
it was not not at all, not whatsoever. So we were kind of where the media used to be, like about 15 rows back tonight. It was not distracting to us whatsoever. Was it bad on the webcast?
I'm so used to these wacky backdrops with different colors and flashing lights. I don't even notice anymore. But I was like, when I was watching the Xavier's coverage on Desktop, some people were complaining about it because you got reds and yellows and oranges, and these guys kind of have like reddish orange brown skin.
Yeah, the tint.
Yeah. But you know what? What's crazy? Did it right with Fuad, and like nobody even cared. Nobody really supported that show the way they should have with the black backdrop. Yeah.
Right, Brian. It's weird because on the camera here, these guys all had like that orangish tint. But I'm telling you, bro, like Foda's color was not that good. It wasn't like you see on the screen there. I'm watching this right now, and I don't know who that dude is with that perfect color, but that wasn't what I saw. Vlad and Jon had the best color. I don't know who does Vlad's color, but it was perfect. Like his suit color, his condition, everything. He's got the best hair too, bro. Like this kid's got awesome hair. Like so we look at that now. But he's a diamond in the rough. He's so rough, man. Like that kid is he's raw, right?
Yeah, and I
want to take him and lock him away, and
I want to give him a good I want to hook him up with a good posing coach. I want to force him to stop putting whatever he's putting in his delts. It's just regular gear. I don't think anyone's dumb enough to be putting a ton of anything but gear in a muscle group these days because they know they're going to get called out on it.
But it is distracting. Like when you see it on stage, bro, it is, you see, well, we know to look for it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if Joe Q public can see it, but like when we see that, you know what I mean? I'm sure the judges do too.
Right. Oh, and that's this is the classic winner. So they were comparing this guy to Bumstead. Do you know,
Stop.
no, there's only one Bumstead.
Listen, people, come on, listen, man. This dude was good. He was, and again, pictures that he was peeled and hard, but the structure is a little different, right? It's not. And again, listen, nobody's unbeatable, but you got to stand next to the man before you can make a comparison to the man, right? You got to get past Ramon, you got to get past Urs, you got to get past Wesley. And there's Breon, okay, and Terrence, Mike Summerfield. Let's slow it down. Let's be patient, man. Give kid a chance. But his family was wild, bro. His family was into it. They were loving it. And like I told Manny, like, I'm gonna remember him by the man bun. So that was, I forgot his name. Forgive me, dude.
Justin.
But he had good hair too, man. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was between him and the other guy. It was really close, bro. Both those guys were phenomenal. The second place guy was, I didn't notice him too much in the morning because his color was kind of like, eh. But at night, this dude was phenomenal. I mean, he was peeled like that old school crazy. Like he suffered for this show.
Mark Bates in Thailand, where it's probably like Tuesday or something already. So the guy on the left was Foda. He thought Foda looked well. I mean, it's objective, subjective. You can like whoever you like. Yeah.
Foda's structure is phenomenal, bro. That's a classic structure. Hey, Jen.
And then Jen says, Mike was actually there, Mark Bates in Thailand. Aha. Pay-per-view. Yeah, so you just said the guys look better on the pay-per-view in some cases, like the tan. I don't know how the tan can look so much better.
The tan, it was something I told Manny. I told her, look at them and look at them. And it was crazy. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying the camera was tight, but they looked a little sharper on the screens we saw as opposed to what we saw. But the hardness, you couldn't see the same hardness. Like, what's his name? The guy that won the 212. He was Jordan was Branch Warren hard, bro. Like that Texas hard.
So someone's asking me who won women's wellness. I'm looking at the score sheet. A German, believe it or not, won wellness.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Lisa.
Surprising.
Meiswinkle. Oh boy.
Yes.
I wonder if should we try to find her? Yeah. Lisa Meiswinkle. I'm not mocking you, German people.
They did a great job getting the show to look at this. What 7-Eleven, and they knocked this bad boy out, bro.
That's actually pretty late for these guys.
Winkle and Ronnie's the greatest. Everybody loves Ronnie still. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award, and it was cool seeing Ronnie still, man. Just traveling, even knowing he was just in Europe with Giles. Now he's in Tampa.
You know, Giles was knocked out. He was like sick for, I don't know, like he was like couldn't get out of bed for a couple of days when he got back from that. He was just shattered. And Ronnie's probably
traveling, bro.
Ronnie's Ronnie. So here was your wellness winner. Oh, this is an older. This is an older footage, but I'm sure she doesn't look that different right now. So yeah, wow. Somebody other than a Brazilian won wellness.
Yeah, she was tiny too.
Okay, well, that's
the Brazilians are crazy, man. The Brazilian coaches, oh my gosh. They're nutty with the wellness, bro. And it's just like they just go for wellness. They left after wellness. I'm like, where are you going, man?
There are coaches that only work with wellness competitors. It's like a whole industry. Some shot
subculture.
Sulios, he's another guy who's always up front in the media area covering things. That's
great shot, man. These guys were in great shape. I'll give them credit. Like these guys, they brought it. Oh, listen, there's a guy. I forgot his name, but he won the overall at Tim's NPC show last year, and he was making his pro debut. He made the top 10 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
I just want to go through some of the winners on Gilco. Who's this? She won the fitness. Who's that?
Fitness girl. I forgot.
I'll tell you. There wasn't that many of them either. So, yeah, women's fitness. Amber Steffen from Texas won that. I haven't really been keeping up with a lot of these fitness competitors.
What Ryan, too, man, I was telling Andy that there's a lot of young girls now, but the older girls they're getting older. Like, Whitney, Oksana's pregnant and she's not competing anymore, and Whitney's got hurt, and
There's a cool
like
shot.
all of our they're getting old, man.
Well, we saw two of them injured horrifically on stage last year.
Yes.
Misty left in a wheelchair or on stretcher.
Yeah, Whitney's shoulder.
It was Missy Trescott, right? That got hurt too.
Yeah.
Whitney, they both couldn't finish the show.
Dude.
Yeah, like we said, that's the hardest division because they're actually doing something very athletic while they're dieted down to 4% body fat.
Jeez, insanity, bro. It's a great shot right there, isn't it?
Yeah. That's always been my favorite most muscular shot from him.
And when he's lean like that, the shot really works too, man. That when he's that dried out, that's a beautiful shot because the chest is striated, the abs, the quads. He was just very separated. Whatever they're doing with Patrick, man, it's just they found that winning formula.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how he goes to the Olympia because after that, 4th, 5th place, it's up for grabs. Like 5 through 10, is up for grabs.
You know who also looked great in that shot was Mike Cox. Remember him? He was good.
That dude.
That was your shot. There's a picture of you with a sword like this, isn't there somewhere?
Yeah, I got that. That's my go-to, bro. That was like my go-to savior shot.
So that was the wellness champ, Lisa from Germany. She get a sword? No sword.
They give rings now. Rings and a backpack and a cup.
I mean, I'd rather have I like swords, but I mean, I'd take a diamond ring over sword. So Isa Pacini.
It's not a bad ring.
Bad there, yeah. There's a diamond. Yep. I haven't seen it close up. Isa Pacini, she won bikini. She is from Brazil. Just a good shot of De La Rosa. Yeah. He's
great picks, man.
I honestly, I kind of gave up on him like 5 or 6 years ago. I'm like, I don't think he's ever really going to nail the conditioning and stuff. And we've seen his best. And I love when people prove me wrong. And Jonathan and Patrick Tour, they prove me wrong. This is the Jonathan I always wanted to see. And I'm so glad we're seeing it.
And it's been consistent, bro. Consistent condition throughout the year.
And the Jordan Hutchinson, definitely going to be seeing a lot more of him.
Very thick.
Look at that.
Great back double, man.
I was saying before you came on, the only thing I want to see with him where that's going to help him move up a little more arms, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything else is right there. That side leg is nuts.
And his confidence was growing as he was compared more. You can see him getting more confident, and he just showed in his physique, man. Like I like that guy's physique a lot. Well,
you got to when when they're putting you next to De La Rosa, who's I think they all had a good idea. He was probably the favorite to win this. Once they got a good look at him. To be compared with the guy who's first place, when they moved Foda over, put him there, that had to be a massive boost for him.
Oh my God, dude. Big time.
All right. I think we've seen enough footage, stop screen. I want to get to a couple. Ron, do you know who won the women's wellness? Yes, I did say men's open bodybuilding getting more and more competitive. Some good athletes, no show is a lock anymore for anyone. Well,
exactly.
I think Texas might be a lock for Andrew Jack, though.
I'm pretty sure the check is written for Texas next week, bro.
Remember, I couldn't remember who else was doing Italy. It's Rubio. He's doing Italy.
Oh, now that'll be interesting to see, like with Hunter there, and even like Barus.
Matt, if so, that's your top three. That'd be a crazy top three right there.
That's a hell of a lineup right there, bro.
If Rubio dials it in, dude. It's not the prettiest physique, but good Lord.
If that's dialed in, man, that's going to look nasty, dude. Like, that's just a lot of – and he brought his back up. And if you notice, his posing wasn't that – it was a lot better than it was. His front double bicep was a little bit better. He kind of twisted a little bit, added the leg out to the side. So it'll be fun to see. It's a lot of pressure on Hunter, bro.
Yeah, I feel for Hunter because he gets so much hate just because his dad was who his dad was. It's not his fault.
Not his fault. No. But I drink the Hunter Kool-Aid now. After last year's Tampa, I'm like sipping the Kool-Aid, man. That kid, he impressed the hell out of me. He looked really good.
People want to see the hair.
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
very nice, Ryan.
So when I do that, and Chris, my friend goes, "Yeah, but now show him the back." Well, I'm transparent. It's not as good as the front, no.
But you don't see the back.
It's a lot better than it was. I have the before and afters. I mean, I'll just try not to ever let anyone be in back of me. That's all. So, how does a master bodybuilder get a pro card? They have to win masters overall at their age class. There's a bunch of ways masters can get their pro cards. It's different at every show. So since I stopped competing, I don't really follow as closely what you have to do. But so Universe used to be called the Team Universe. Universe gives out masters pro cards. Team Collegiate Masters Nationals, you get pro cards there. Sometimes it's you have to win your class. Sometimes it's the overall. I think at Masters Nationals, I think all the class winners get one.
All the class winners, yeah.
Don't quote me. I'm not sure.
It's a lot of classes too.
And then North American has that too. Has Masters, and you get a pro card there. And then there was that West Coast show that they added a couple of years ago, Masters USA.
Yes.
That's where Mark Lobliner got his pro card. He won that. So that's another way. So Darren, start looking into it. You can go for your pro card. Muscle Machine is happy for John. We're all happy for John. Yeah. I can believe I haven't taken Branch on his evening walk yet. He's going to kill me. That dog, he's crying his eyes out. Yeah, Darren, good luck, man. Darren, the good news is there are so many opportunities to turn pro as a Masters now compared to years ago.
Oh my God, tons, bro.
I mean, even Big Mike Cox might come out of retirement. You never know.
You give me a good shoulder, bro. I'll knock it out, man. Load it up.
You're 50 now, right?
I'll be 51 next month, bro.
Okay. I mean, I'm that asshole that I always look at the contest results after the Masters shows like, I could have beat that guy. Nope, that guy would have kicked my ass.
Dude,
but
I go down the list of the light heavyweight class. I go over 40. I can't touch him.
Sometimes I say Mike would have beat all those guys because I'm never coming back. But you still have, you're not falling apart. Your joints aren't destroyed.
Not yet. It's getting there yet. It's getting there, but I go, okay, can't be the over 40 guy.
And your lovely wife Mandy is actually supportive of a comeback. Whereas
Mandy is a sweetheart. She's sitting right here. Wave. She doesn't want to be on camera. Well,
a lot of wives would be like, you compete again and we're divorcing.
She's the best.
Yeah, Jordan Hutchinson is going to be really good.
Yes, he is.
Texas is next week. No, Hunter's not doing Texas, guys. There's no Hunter Labrada. He'll probably be in the audience, but he's not competing. So congratulations, Andrew Jack. Glad to be. Mike, do you feel we're entering another golden age of open bodybuilding with so many contenders? That's for you.
It's hard to replicate what we saw before, bro. Like that time, because there was no social media. These guys had an almost like aura to them because you didn't see them all the time. You had to see them at guest posing or, like in Boston, you probably saw those guys who were at the gym. But, like seeing them at a show, everybody all your friends would go to that one show to see that one guest poser. You know what I mean? So it was just, it's hard to replicate that because everybody's on their phones and they're not in the moment. You know what I mean? Like I remember the Auto Expo, Ron. I remember the Muscle Mag booth, bro. And, the Weeder booth. You remember all that, bro? Jen says hi.
Hey, we used to make there's a couple. We always used to go to the Muscle Mag booths because they had a ton of girls like wearing bikinis. And of course, Mike and I were big fans of the Muscle Elegance booth. Denise Messina, who had
first booth, bro.
Softcore porn magazine with jacked up chicks in it. It was awesome. They did videos there.
Great. Man. But like you can't replicate that, dude. Like I knew who you were before I actually met you, right? So it was like a fraternity that like you knew so-and-so that knew so-and-so. I knew certain guys in Columbus. You go check them out, see how they look. You know what I mean? It was just, we had our cliques, bro. We had like cliques at certain gyms. It's just, they're like, it's just, when you see them at the show here, Ron, too, like it's a different, they're not young meatheads like we were. Like there's regular looking dudes here. Like I'd look for the biggest jack guy and you're like, okay, they're not that big. But now they're just people, right? They're just people that love different individuals, not like the actual sport. Like I love bodybuilding. Everything else is a salad, right? So, that's my rant. That's my old man rant.
That's you and I both came up in an era where magazines were only connection to the athletes, to the contest coverage, all that. Now everything's on the phone. You don't have to have any investment. You don't have to. You could be a bodybuilding fan now and never spend one nickel on bodybuilding. You never have to buy a magazine. You might want to buy the supplements to Jordan. But I'm saying just to be a fan, it's all free now. Even the web stream. A lot of guys won't get the webcast. They'll wait until Nick Strength and Power puts up his stuff, or me or Xavier or whoever. So different era. different era. I was in Ishmael.
Yeah.
All right, man. Did you get anything to eat, Mike? I'm concerned about your eating.
Yeah, we got a hamburger coming. It's like a perfect double hamburger. The fries are awesome. We got that coming a little bit, bro. Yeah, and we got a little how we celebrate after the Tampa show. So
yes. Hey, it's fully legal here. It's not there. Recreational cannabis is not legal there, right?
Vote for issue 3 come November. It will be. It's on the ballot. Let's do this, people. Florida, vote yes. Issue 3.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I had to quit because of my hair. That's the only reason. It wasn't a moral. Which I didn't come to Jesus and say no more smoking pot for me. It wasn't like that. It was, I want this $6,000 hair transplant to take, which in the U.S. would have been $30,000. But I went to Istanbul.
God damn. Yeah. It's a good investment, bro. I would stop too. Maybe not. So.
All right, man. Well, I think we're gonna call it a night here.
Word up.
We'll put the results up one last time for you guys. There was your top 6: Jon De La Rosa, Mohamed Foda, Jordan Hutchinson, Vlad Sukodolchko, Louis Breed, Sarhan. Yes, it was a great show. And Jonathan is the only one from that list going to Olympia. Foda is already qualified. Don't worry about him. Subscribe to the channel, like, share, ring that bell, do all that great stuff. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll be so happy. That's it. So, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Big Mike Cox.
Ron, had a blast, brother.
One of the OGs. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been our report on the Tampa Pro. We'll see you next time. Peace.